Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
A group of women are giving an update on their pitch to break ground on a local museum in the Forest City, the plans, and what visitors can expect to be there. Plus, you'll have to grab your devices for this auction. Local groups pair up to help support the Family Peace Center while auctioning off some pretty neat items. And a coalition of small businesses is pushing a message that they can play a big role in fighting the pandemic, how the group hopes businesses around the country will do the same. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello. We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, a Rockford woman is clinging to life after being shot in Wisconsin. It happened around 2:40 this morning on Royce Avenue near Summit Park in Beloit. Beloit police say a 20-year-old female from Rockford was airlifted to a local hospital in critical condition. A 22-year-old female was also found with injuries, but not from a bullet. She was taken to a local hospital as well. Authorities ask anyone with information regarding this incident to call them. A person is dead after an overnight crash in Rockford. It happened around 1 this morning. Police say a single vehicle crashed near Barton Boulevard. That's a few blocks east of Rockton Avenue. The road was closed down for hours. Rockford fire crews were also called. The vehicle had extensive damage as we believe it crashed into this tree and was also on fire when first responders arrived on scene. Police say the driver did die on scene. The cause of the accident is under investigation. A drug investigation in Ogle County leads to an arrest. Friday, Ogle County sheriffs executed a search warrant on Congress Avenue in Polo. They found meth, cocaine, heroin, and other drug paraphernalia. During their search, Robert Anega was arrested. Police say he faces multiple charges. He's being held at the Ogle County Jail. A group is trying to make a women's basketball museum here in the Forest City a reality. Ari Bruckman caught up with their International Women's Baseball Center president. And Ari, they tell you it's important because women have been a part of the game since the beginning.
Yeah, Alexis, baseball season is finally here. And one local organization is working on a project to show people how women have helped transform America's pastime.
To me, that bringing the pioneers of the past together with the pioneers of the future. That's what this is about.
With Bayer Stadium in Rockford, State Line area sports fans can appreciate women's role in growing the game of baseball. International Women's Baseball Center President Kat Williams says they're creating a place to acknowledge that history.
Having a physical place is so important. The only place where women's baseball history will be literally and figuratively, concretely celebrated and honored is in Rockford, Illinois. And that's huge. That is huge.
The center is an $8 million project that will include batting cages, an educational center, outdoor museum, and more. Maybelle Blair, a former All-American girls professional baseball player, believes it makes sense for the center to be built in Rockford.
We want Rockford especially because everybody associates with Rockford with the Rockford Peaches from a league of their own. Where else but the home for women's baseball but in Rockford, right across the street from Bayer Stadium.
Williams says the pandemic has set their timeline back for when they expect to have their center built. Her motivation to complete the project is stronger than ever.
Leaving this for the thousands of girls who currently play and want to umpire and for the generations to come, it means everything.
To find out how you can donate to or become a sponsor for the IWBC, visit this story on mystateline.com. Alexis?
All right, thanks, Ari. Local groups ask residents to get their bidding fingers out as they try to raise money for the Rockford Family Peace Center. It's a virtual auction hosted by 815 Women with a Mission and 100 Men Who Give a Damn. Bidding runs through the 16th. There's dozens of items you can bid on, like fitness memberships, kayak rentals, and artwork. The money will help support the Rockford Family Peace Center. Hear from the organizers tonight at 9 and 10. We'll also have a link to find the auction in this article at mystateline.com. We're learning more about a State Line Summer Staple event and when tickets will be available. Old Settlers Day organizers say tickets will go on sale when Illinois gets to the bridge phase. We now know that concert tickets will cost $20 a night. 4-day general admission passes will cost $6. Those prices do go up closer to the festival. Riley Green will headline the main stage on Saturday, June 19th. We have more information on this also on our website. A Rockford woman is celebrating over a century of birthdays. Annie Simpson turned 103 years old today. Friends and family drove by to celebrate. Simpson's yard was even decorated out for the occasion. Family members tell us since Annie turned 90, they've been celebrating.
We're thankful. We're grateful for people, and I will quote my grandmother, people don't have to do anything for you, but when they do, we're just thankful. And that's one of her quotes, and that's what she would tell you. She's thankful, we're grateful.
Williams says plans are in the works for a grander celebration as soon as all of their family members are vaccinated. Today, over 3,600 new cases of COVID are confirmed in Illinois, including 13 more people dying from the virus. One of those deaths happened in Joe Daviess County. As of last night, more than 1,800 residents were hospitalized statewide. The rolling positivity rate sits below 5%. Now, taking a look here at Region 1. Region 1's positivity rate sits slightly over 6%. Boone County fell to just below 7.5%. Winnebago County is up to 8.3 and sits at the highest rate in the region, while the lowest is Lee County, now under 2%, even though that rate went up too. The state reaches a new milestone for vaccines administered for the third straight day. More than 175,000 shots were given in Illinois. The weekly rolling average of residents rolling up their sleeves is over 122,000. This comes as Pfizer requests emergency approval from the FDA to start administering the vaccine to children ages 12 to 15. The company says the plan could help get kids in the classroom sooner. Starting Monday, FEMA will begin accepting funeral assistant applications. The organization will provide assistance for COVID-19 related funeral expenses. Families that have lost a relative to the virus after January 20th can apply. An official death certificate, funeral expense documents, and other criteria will be needed to receive the funds. You'll apply by phone. We put that number and additional information on our website, mystateline.com. Small business owners say they can play a big role in helping the country beat the pandemic. We'll share how a small group is pushing that message around the country.
It was a cooler and rainy Saturday here in the state line, and we're expecting more of the same for our Sunday tomorrow. Find out when sunshine and 60s return coming up in the forecast. Stick around.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Alexis Carpello, David Greenberg, and meteorologist Kevin Doom.
A coalition of small business owners is trying to educate their communities about the safety of the COVID-19 vaccines in order to get the economy back on track. Alexandra Limon reports they hope businesses owners around the country will do the same. She's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
And the message this coalition of small businesses is trying to spread is that small businesses can play a big role in fighting the pandemic and helping the economy to recover.
Las Vegas small business owner Shondell Newsom says the COVID-19 vaccine is key to helping small businesses like his recover from the pandemic.
One of the things we say is take your shot. This is your shot to fight COVID-19 and get rid of this pandemic in our community.
And small businesses are joining together to spread the word.
We get a lot of skepticism, right? Because people are saying, well, the vaccine, it just came out of nowhere.
A coalition of small business owners called Reimagine Main Street wants other business owners to pledge to inform their employees and communities that the vaccines are safe and effective.
Rhett Buttle helped found that group to help minority-owned small businesses recover.
We think small business owners, as one of the most trusted institutions in our country, definitely have a role to play in educating both their employees but also their community about the importance of vaccinations.
Reimagine Main Street is working to share accurate and reliable information about the vaccine. For example, that the science behind the vaccine had been in development for decades.
Involving basic clinical and preclinical science that had been underway out of the spotlight for decades before the unfolding of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We're not only encouraging local business owners to get involved, we're encouraging business leaders.
So far, hundreds of businesses around the country have signed the pledge to do vaccination outreach. Reporting in Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Umbrellas were definitely needed while heading outside today. Kevin will let us know if more April showers are going to be in the forecast. That's coming up next in his first warm weather forecast. You're watching Eyewitness News at 6.
Now your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Doom.
Since about 8 or 9 o'clock this morning, we've had widespread rain showers moving through the state line. Now, not much has changed since. Few areas are seeing a little bit of a break from the rain. Meanwhile, we're also having a pocket of some heavier showers pushing in from the south, pushing into parts of DeKalb and Lee counties right now. No thunderstorms just yet, but we could possibly see one or two pop up over the next few hours. Now, we are on the northern flank of this storm system as a whole, as it's centered over east central Illinois, and that's the rain that we're seeing is on the northern end of that. That's why we're struggling to actually see any thunderstorms. Don't usually see a whole lot of thunderstorms on this side of the storm, but as this storm continues to push to the northeast, we will continue to see the rain that is currently falling to the west of this system center. So as it continues to wrap around the center of the storm system, we will continue to see rain for quite some time now. So if you're timing this out, we're likely going to still see some pretty widespread showers through the rest of the evening, through the overnight hours, where they'll likely break up in coverage and die down in intensity quite a bit as well, meaning we'll see more scattered showers, and the rain that we do see will be more on the lighter side, although most of the rain that we've seen so far today has been lighter to moderate, but we've seen some pretty heavy pockets of rain move through here and there. Then heading on into tomorrow, more isolated to scattered showers are expected in the morning and are expected to last through the afternoon and even into the evening hours before most of the rain finally moves out of the area, but we aren't done with the rain just yet. There is a chance that we could see a few isolated showers move through for a good portion of the day on Monday as well. So much of the state line has already seen anywhere between ½ an inch to an inch of rainfall since this morning. Just over ½ an inch has fallen in Rockford. Recorded out in Freeport about 0.8 of an inch. Sterling, just under 2 inches of rainfall has been recorded since this morning. And since we're expecting a good deal of rain to continue to fall between now and the end of tomorrow, by the end of tomorrow we could be talking about an additional ½ inch to close to an inch of rainfall, with some areas, including areas out to our west and southwest, where they've already seen a lot more rain than we have here in Rockford, maybe even getting a little bit more over the next 24 hours or so. Here's a live look over the Rochelle Airport using a Mercial Skytrack, where we're seeing a decent rainfall coming down for the time being. Now, temperatures today were definitely kept cooler by the rainfall and the cloud cover, down to lower to middle 50s. 55 currently in Rockford, 52 in Freeport, 50 right now in Monroe, and 54 for a current temperature up in Janesville. And these strong winds coming out of the northwest definitely didn't help warm us up any. They've been contributing to the cooler weather. You can see sustained wind speeds still upwards of around 15 to 20 miles an hour. We've been seeing gusts pretty regularly between 25 and 30 miles an hour move through for much of the day. And as we see dew point temperatures pretty high, up in the upper 40s and lower 50s, as temperatures drop just a bit over the next several hours, there's a pretty good chance that we could see some patchy to even fairly widespread fog develop over the state line here overnight tonight. Now, temperatures tonight are going to drop into the middle to upper 40s, of course, with that rain continuing, but as these winds die down, that's only going to help this fog develop possibly overnight tonight, and then rain obviously continuing through much of tomorrow. Temperatures, once again, pretty cooler, up only in the lower to middle 50s. Now we're in the upper 50s for Monday, with a chance for a few isolated showers before a very brief cool down arrives on Tuesday, dropping us down into the lower 50s.
All right, thanks, Kevin. David Greenberg is in next with sports. It was a rainy day for some high school football, but that didn't stop one Nick Penton game from making a little history.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
The storylines seem to right themselves ahead of this Harlem and Hononegah matchup today. This group of Harlem seniors had never beaten the Indians in their 4 years, but would today be the first? It was a rainy day with slippery conditions. Here's James Cooper on the keeper. He coughs it up. It's recovered in the end zone for a touchback by Bryce Goodwine. The Indians were the first to crack the end zone as Stuart Hale takes it in from just a couple yards out. That made it 10-zip Hononegah. Then Harlem put together a nice drive from inside the red zone. Cooper tried feeding Dominic McCarron, but Dylan Sales knifes in, picks him off with nothing but green grass in front of him. He takes it all the way back for a touchdown, make it 17-0 Hononegah. Right before the end of the first half, Harlem has a chance, and Dominic McCarron makes a highlight reel grab, getting both feet down. At the half, Harlem trailed 17-8. On the Huskies' first drive, Cooper finds Dezion Jordan on the slant. He darts through the middle and is untouched all the way to the end zone. Harlem now down 17-14. Dominic McCarron had himself a day. He was the man they relied on when they needed a big play. Another touchdown grab, hanging on through the contact. Here's Hononegah's final possession. Could Harlem's defense make the stop on 4th down? Isaac Wisenan is looking around, makes a man miss, heaves it up, and it's no good, and the Huskies sideline is loving it. Harlem gets into victory formation for the first time as Huskies. This senior class beats Hononegah. If it wasn't already a big enough win, James Cooper became the Nick 10's all-time leader in passing yards as he helps Harlem win this one 26-24.
I just want to be the best quarterback that's ever played quarterback. That's my goal at the end of the day. No matter if it's a state, country, Nick 10, I just want to be the best I can be.
I don't believe Harlem's ever gone 9-0 or 6-0. So this is their legacy. I mean, they could be the first team to try to go to undefeated, and that was the goal from the beginning of the when we found out we were able to play, and that's still our goal.
We just saw one great quarterback in action. Let's check out another. How about Dupeck's Hunter Hoffman against Orangeville? But first, Orangeville's Cade Janecki blasts through the middle for a 5-yard touchdown in the first quarter. Now for Hoffman. He swings out a pass to Bryce Fitsanko. That is a 21-yard touchdown. Later in the first, Hoffman connects with Gabe Howard for another touchdown. Still in the first, Hoffman on the run with rain falling, fires for Howard again. Howard lets his feet do the rest. It's a 48-yard touchdown. Hunter Hoffman passed for 357 yards and 7 touchdowns. Dupeck beat Orangeville 47-20. At Rockford Lutheran, the Crusaders hosted Dixon in a big Northern Conference game. Dixon quarterback Jacob Gaither on the keeper, going nowhere. Bobby Bamer makes the tackle. Another big play by the Crusaders defense on this next one. Gaither again with the football, and Evan Weevil defending the edge drops the hammer on him. But the Crusaders defense was at its best midway through the fourth when it came up with a big goal line stand. The Lutheran Crusaders are in the win column. They beat Dixon in this defensive battle 7-2. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Here's a look at our first WARN Interactive Radar, sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Widespread showers continue to move through the state line, even seeing a few pockets of some heavier rain. No thunderstorms, maybe see 1 or 2 pop up through the evening. Nothing strong, though. Just more rain is expected through the rest of the night and into tomorrow as well. In fact, we could be seeing scattered showers as late as tomorrow evening, with a chance for a few more showers heading on into Monday. Another cool day in the state line expected tomorrow as well. Temperatures only in the lower to middle 50s, warming up just a tad in the upper 50s for Monday, before we see a little bit of a midweek cool down come on Tuesday, dropping down to the lower 50s with a bit more sunshine this time around. Most of this upcoming week should be dry, at least through the work week, slowly warming through the week. Another chance for rain by the weekend.
Well, thanks for making us your home team. We'll see you at 10.